A sunny Seattle Saturday. Isn't it just a beautiful night for a ball game? Game 2 of a 3-game set with the Oakland Athletics. Mariners feeling really good after last night's walk-off win, the homer by Lomo. Welcome everybody to Mariner Baseball. Dave Sims along with Mike Blowers and the Root Sports crew. Jay Happ taking the mound against the Athletics as the Mariners win the first game of this 9-game homestand. And what a beauty it was last night. A lot of great ingredients. And Jay Happ coming in with a record of 2-1. It's with a 3.51 ERA. Has pitched even better than that. See how he does against the Athletics this evening. We are ready for first pitch action. And the hitter is Coco Crisp. And he gets on the first pitch, hits it to left field. Seth Smith is there, 1 down. Take a look at the rest of the batting order for the Athletics.
For manager Bob Melvin, after Coco Crisp, it'll be Marcus Semien. Start off to a pretty good start. 277 overall. Then it's Josh Reddick. 2-run homer in last night's ball game. Butler, the DH, hitting cleanup. Canna, Lowry, Fegley, Burns, and Sogard rounding out the 9 for the A's this evening.
79 degrees here in Seattle. Strike 1 to Marcus Semien.
And for Happ this year, this will be his 6th start, a 3.51 ERA. Opponents hitting .258 against him.
Coming out throwing strikes.
Faced the A's earlier this year, back on April 11th. He went 6 1/3, 2 earned runs, just 82 pitches in that outing.
Not a no decision in that game, left with the score 2-1. Out back. Simeon's got good numbers against Jay Happ, 4 for 6 with a home run.
From what we've seen of Semien, he likes the fastball. Jay throws a lot of fastballs. Typically, he'll be around 70% fastballs. He will mix in a cutter, try to get it in on their hands. So this will be an interesting matchup. Missed with that last changeup, throwing it in the dirt.
Charging is Taylor, and he goes safe.
Close call.
Very close call. Will Little, the first base umpire.
Lloyd
Here
up.
comes Lloyd up on the first step.
Take a look at it, and he beats it.
Yeah,
that'll be an infield hit. Our American Family Insurance defense tonight. Seth Smith in left field, Ackley out in center, Cruz in right. Seager and Taylor on the left side of the infield, Cano and Morrison on the right side. Mike Zunino will do the catching tonight.
Josh Reddick. He's coming off the DL, swinging the bat really well. Looks at a strike. Big year in 2012, 32 homers. Tailed off since then. Bunch of injuries. One out runner at first. Throw over.
CJ has pitched well against the A's in his career. 3 starts, 2.55 ERA. It's a good breaking ball. Good fastball. He'll be in the low 90s. Mix in a cutter. It's a changeup and a slider. Also, we'll mix an occasional curveball in there.
Mariners certainly saw how good he could be when we were in that last road trip to Toronto last year. He pitched a beauty against the Mariners, and the Mariners were in a situation where they had to have all those games. That was a crazy road trip from Hades. There's a throw down to second by Zunino, not in time. Stolen base for Semien. He's 5 for 5.
Take a look at it. When it gets out of the chute in pretty good shape, the throw is going to be high, and that's the difference.
Simeon in scoring position. A 1-2 count here to Reddick. Struck him out. Good pitch by J. Happ. 2 away.
Just a good fastball. Challenges him, throws him a fastball down the middle, 94 miles an hour, and throws it by him. Take a look at our Alaska Supermo and the late swing by Reddick. The A's off to a good start offensively this year, second in the American League in runs scored.
Here's Billy Butler. Phil Cuzzy's got balls and strikes today. Will Little at first, Jerry Davis at second, Tony Randazzo at third. Butler 1 for 4 last night. Drove in a run. Butler in his first year with the Athletics. Had a lot of good years with the Kansas City Royals. Got to the World Series last season. Fouls it back. Well, it's safe to say about J. Happ after Felix, he's been easily the most consistent starter the Mariners had.
Well, and especially early in the season when a number of the guys were struggling out of the gate. You had Felix and Happ. Really pitched well. A number of times they were able to give the bullpen a little bit of a break.
2 balls, 1 strike to Butler. Count evens at 2-2. Bob Melvin, American League Manager of the Year in 2012. Former Mariners manager. Good journeyman catcher during his days. Butler's big year in terms of home runs was the year 2012. 29 homers, 107 RBIs. Been in decline since then. 2-2.
Jay feels pretty good tonight. That last fastball at 95 miles an hour. Typically you'll see him around 93, occasionally 94 or 95. That's a big number for him.
Lloyd McClendon certainly has taken notice. Asked him about Happen. So there's a lot more in there. He's got a chance to be outstanding for a long time. 2-2 pitch. Butler fouls it off. Zunino's going to scramble. The runner gets to third. Mike doesn't have a play. Somebody's got to cover first. Lomo scoops up the low throw as Happ guarded home plate. A strikeout wild pitch.
It looked like a changeup, 80 miles an hour. I used to seeing the ball get away from Mike. Typically he'll keep the ball in front of him. That one gets away from him though. Credit Happ with a strikeout.
Be his second strikeout. Wild pitch has runners at the corners for Mark Canha. Canha coming over from the Rockies, who had just gotten him from the Marlins in a Rule 5 draft last December.
One of the things we've seen from Canha is he will not get cheated at the plate. He swings about as hard as anybody we've seen.
1-0 pitch, runners at the corners. Line drive, right field coming on. Cruz, big man makes the catch. Mariners out of trouble in the first inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left. Mariners coming to bat with Seth Smith when we return. we get ready for the Mariners swinging the bat, let's take a look at their batting order.
Tonight's starting lineup brought to you by Chevron. Leading off, it'll be Seth Smith. Brad Miller, the DH again tonight, hitting second. Then it's Cano. Cruz, last night, 12th multi-hit game for him on the season. He will bat clean up. Then it's Seager. Morrison with the game winner last night. Good to see. Morrison's been a hot hitter for him. He hit 6. Zanino, Ackley, and Taylor rounding out the 9 for the Mariners. And for Jesse Hahn, a 1-2 record, a 4.33 ERA, 16 strikeouts in the 27 innings that he has worked, only 4 walks. Ground ball pitcher, pretty good sinker. Also mix in a curve and a changeup.
Former A. Seth Smith looks at a strike, shift on against Seth. Jeff Passan of Yahoo, great columnist there, wrote a piece about Mike Moustakas of the Athletics and how he got tired of being a dead pull hitter and the shift just eating him alive, and now he's tied with D. Gordon, most opposite field hits in baseball with the Royals rather. Moustakas with 18 opposite field hits, matching D. Gordon of the Miami Marlins. So there you go. Hopefully, maybe that'll lead a big parade. One and two.
This is one of the situations where I think it will be interesting to watch all the left-handed hitters. Left-handed hitters, by the way, have really done some damage to Hahn. They're hitting .339 on the year against Hahn. Righty's just .167. But I think it's because the lefties try to pull that sinker. He's a ground ball pitcher. He's going to pitch away. And I think if the guys can make the adjustment, especially the ones that they're going to shift on, Smith being one of them.
Smith, Seager, Morrison. 2-2 to Seth Smith leading off here for the Mariners. Good Saturday evening crowd. Count runs full at 3-2. Expecting upwards of 36,000, and I think we're going to beat that easily. Tomorrow, Mother's Day, great weather day, and Felix as we look at Brad Miller. We're looking for a sellout tomorrow. 3-2 pitch. Hit right down to the first baseman. Canna, he'll take it himself on away.
American Family Insurance defense for the A's. Coco Chris in left field. Burns, the center fielder. Reddick out and right. Reddick strong arm. You have to be careful with him. Laurie, the third baseman. Simeon and Sogard playing up the middle. Mark Canna getting the start at first base, and Josh Begley will do the catching.
Penn doing big business again. Last night was ladies' night. If you didn't get here early, you were out of luck. Here's Brad Miller DHing. Second night. Brad 1 for 4. Well, he had a big 2-out double, 7th inning. Brought in a run, and Cano followed on a 1-2 pitch with a double. The Mariners tied the ball game up. Set it up for Logan Morrison's 11th inning heroics. Welcome back, ground ball to Eric Sogard, 2 away. And that'll bring up Robinson Cano. Bud McClendon said he had another one of those conversations with Robbie. Just tell him, hey man, you don't have to do too much. You don't have to carry the team, be part of it. Stay in the zone. I said, was it the same comment or very similar conversation to last year at this time? He said almost word for word. I don't have to tell. And somebody asked him about, you know, when he's counseling and talking to his players, he said superstars need love too. You can give them a couple, you know, give them some words of encouragement.
I saw him yesterday. They were by the batting cage, and he had his arm around him, talking to him. Seemed lighthearted. They were laughing.
Today at BP, I told, you know, I said, thanks for not losing Nelson Cruz's phone number.
Good point.
0-2.
I think when Robbie's swinging well and he feels good about what's going on, I think somebody like Hahn would have a tough time with him because of his ability to hit the ball the other way. He's going to try to sink the ball away from him. First 2 pitches down. Again, Hahn, a ground ball pitcher. not overpowering with his fastball.
How about the job Cano did last night? The 1-2 pitch, sat on the curveball, got it, and hit it hard.
And hit it hard.
That one will get past the diving Sogard. Base hit. Robinson Cano with 2 outs here in the first. Good 2-strike hitter.
We'll take a look at it. He gets the fastball, or Alaska Supermo, as he drives this ball back up the middle, always pulling his hands inside to get the barrel to it. Squared it up and hit it hard.
Well, if you guys were doing your batting practice show, I had the pleasure of being down on the field at the cage. Well, this man put on a demonstration, and Rich Donnelly, the third base coach, came over and said, I've seen a lot of guys put on impressive, it's batting practice, put on an impressive show, but only McGuire's better than he was, or is, in batting practice. He was going 5th row from the upper, 5th row from leaving the upper stands, the upper tank in left field during batting practice. And he had, I saw him hit at least half dozen up there.
Not surprised at all.
Off-speed pitch right there, beats him.
Good curveball.
Belly 2 for 4 last night. And again, leads in home runs, RBI, slugging percentage, and extra base hits. Tied for 6th in batting average, tied for 3rd in hits, and tied for 3rd in multi-hit games. What a start. Cruz 0 for 2 against Hahn. He's got an 0-2 count. It's through, and Cruz, like that Cano, will cruise on down. Second base. Wild pitch. One and 2. Jesse Hahn, tall drink of water at 6'5", 190, out of Norwich, Connecticut. Breaking ball, hitting the gap. Cano's going to score. Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Nelson Cruz with an RBI double here in the first inning for a Mariner early lead. Nelly with his 27th run batted in on his 4th double. And Mike, once again, the trademark, he hit it hard.
He hit it hard. You don't see many batters in this ballpark split the gap on a line drive over the shortstop's head. Typically the outfielders would be able to get to it. There's a lot of speed in the Oakland outfield, but he hits it so hard, it's not a problem. Good adjustment on the curveball. Pitch actually down in the zone. You can see him go dig it out as he lines it into left center field.
The Cruz brings home Cano. Crowd buzzes. Brings up Kyle Seager. Seager's 1 for 5 last night. Got a second inning double. Scored the Mariners' first run. Exit strike 1. He's 1 for 6 against Jesse Hahn. On 7-4 with San Diego in 14 games, 12 of them starts, a 3.07 ERA. Like to have some comic relief in your audience, and during the long pause by Mr. Hahn, somebody screamed, "Today!"
Well, already 18 pitches here in the first. When you look at the A's, they've had a couple of problems this year. It has been their bullpen and their defense. And so Hahn, he's only pitched 6 innings one time so far this year. So the Mariners have a good chance to get into the bullpen, which is where they did their damage last night.
That's with the breaking ball, 2-1. Bob Melvin's team, as we said yesterday, consistently inconsistent. Good pitch here for Seager. 2-1. 3-1 now. Last night's hero, Logan Morrison, on deck. Chance to get Jesse Hunt on the ropes. 2-out single, 2-out RBI double. Now a 3-1 pitch to Seager. Full count. Hahn coming over from San Diego in a deal that involved Derek Norris, the catcher. Going to the Pods, and we'll see them Tuesday and Wednesday next week. 3-2 to Seager. Fouled it off.
And there you can see it. 22 pitches from Hahn. A bit surprised to see him throw the 3-2 curveball to Kyle right there. Kyle, facing Sonny Gray last night, one of the better right-handers in the league, hit a curveball down in the right field corner in a similar location. Kyle working on a 5-game hitting streak.
Good spot for him here. 2 outs, a run in, runner at second. 3-2 pitch from Jesse Hahn. Walked him. I'll bring up Lomo.
And Jesse Hahn throwing a lot of pitches here in the first. 23 pitches. It's a good sign for the Mariners. He did a really good job against Sonny Gray last night, making him work. Gray only able to go 6 innings in last night's ball game. A lot of good at-bats. Didn't always mean they were getting hits off of him. Sonny Gray really threw the ball well, but they made him work for everything and were able to get him out after 6. Did some damage against the bullpen.
And to beat their number one or get him out of there, to win a game in which their number one pitched means a lot. 3 straight Mariner batters have reached after 2 outs. Morrison won last night's game in the 11th. First pitch. Hit this one right at Simmons. He moves it. Here comes Cruz to third. The throw to the plate is offline. It's 2-0 Mariners. The ball gets away again. Seager moves up. Morrison moves up. And the inning continues.
Well, we talked about the defense for the A's, and they have struggled. And I think you're going to see 2 errors on Simeon, the shortstop. An E6 on the ground ball, and then an E6 letting the runners advance. Logan Morrison hit the ball hard. They had him played correctly. Simeon playing him right up the middle. And this is right through the wickets. That's hard to do, even though he dropped a knee. Rich Donnelly, the third base coach, being aggressive, sending Cruz. You can see Cruz in your picture. He ends up scoring on that error. And then he throws it away. Gets past the catcher after it hits the mound and letting the other runners advance.
Couple of E6s. Mariners taking advantage. And a chance for even more. Mike Zunino due after the golden sombrero last night. Struck out 4 times swinging. Can really break it open here. I like all this 2-out damage.
And Bob Melvin not happy right now because they're going to continue to add to the pitch count of Jesse Hahn with that error.
Zanino 1 for 2 against Jesse Hahn. Strike 1. Mike, the 7th man to the plate here in the first inning. 1-1 to Mike Zunino. Mike 9 hits on the just completed road trip. Picked it up lately, 7 for his last 25. 1-1 the count. Dribbler, Laurie throws across to get him. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors. Mariners have a 2-0 lead. Portlandia, the great TV show. They're asking you to throw out the first ball. She doesn't have a ball, but she gets one here. Like music fans familiar with her, the punk band Slater Kenny, the lead singer and guitarist. But she got it there to Charlie Furbush to get us underway. First pitch, the opening pitch here at Safeco Field.
He was a good sport about it.
Absolutely.
A little bit of a split finger grip there.
Jay Happ stake to a 2-0 lead. He's got Brett Laurie, Josh Fegley, and Billy Burns, 6, 7, and 8. Laurie 0 for 5 last night, K'd twice. Mariners go for 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and leave 2 in the first inning. Well, Laurie's gone. Jay Happ with his 3rd strikeout. One away here in the second inning. This Mother's Day, which is tomorrow. Treat them out to an afternoon here at the ballpark. The Mariners host the A's to wrap up this series. And tomorrow, the first 10,000 moms receive a Mariners sun hat courtesy of EQC. For tickets, visit Mariners.com. And happy Mother's Day from all of us here at the Mariners. Josh Fegley, their number 2 catcher, looks at a breaking ball in the outside corner. Strike 1. Dribbler, Happ will take it. Good athlete. Start back. Oh, he threw it away. We saw James Paxton do that in Philly last year. Wound up costing him a ball game.
Well, a bit surprising, as David mentioned. Happ is a good athlete. Typically, this is not a problem for him. And it looked as if he had a pretty good grip on it. You can see the baseball is cut. It's a good look at our Alaska Supermo. You can see part of the leather hanging off the ball. I'm not sure if that bothered him at all. Shocking to see him throw the ball like that. Typically, that's an easy play for him.
Absolutely. Brings up Billy Burns, the center fielder. Keep hanging around, Mike. You're going to see a lot of stuff. Man, oh man. Oakland dead last in defense, and the Mariners only about 3 steps ahead of them.
Oakland now with 2 errors already in this one, 30 on the season. That's the most in Major League Baseball.
One count to Burns. Foul back. One-two pitch.
Good fastball. Just missed the inside corner.
So a little flinch and Phil Cuzzy from our vantage point upstairs behind. It looked like a shoulder sort of went, no, I'm not going to call it.
Well, according to the EQC tracer, he had it right. It was just off the inside corner.
Got him to chase. 2 away. 4th strikeout for Happ.
It's like a good 2-seam fastball. Had some sink to it. Off the outside corner and gets Burns to chase it 92 miles an hour.
Two outs, man at first. Fegley brings up the 9-hole hitting second baseman Eric Sogard. Remember during spring training we had Jay on after an outing back in Peoria, and you were talking to him about his 2 changeups. Which one did he settle on?
I don't think that he has. When I talked to him in spring training about it, he throws a circle change and what they call a split change. And I was asking him about it, and he said that he probably wouldn't. It just depends on which one was reacting to better for him on the day that he was pitching. So he'll figure it out when he was out in the bullpen. And basically what he said about his changeup is he didn't want a lot of run off the corner. It was more important for him to get the downward action to it. And he said, depending on the day, sometimes one reacts better than the other.
Cano can't get that base hit. Holding at second is Fegley, so 2 outs and 2 on here for the Athletics as we get back to the top of the order and Coco Crisp.
It was on, looked like the curveball, slow breaking ball, maybe the slider. They left it up in the zone. Take a look at the last pitch. Right at the top of the zone. That's a slider. When he leaves it up like that, it's going to flatten out. A little bit easier for Sogard to get to it.
There's Crisp. First pitch swinging and open the ball game flat out to left. Coco playing in just his 4th game, coming off of removal of bone chips in his elbow. In his right elbow.
That was a good changeup, 86 miles an hour.
One.
At times this year we've seen him, his changeup has been his best secondary pitch. Again, he throws a lot of fastballs and he will cut it and sink it at times.
Missed away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fegley at second, Sogard at first. Mariners getting first inning runs. RBI by Cruz and an error by the shortstop Simeon allowed Cruz to score. Happ trying to get out of some 2-out trouble. 2-1 pitch. 2-2. James Anthony Happ, good basketball player and coming out of Chicago, 3-time All Big Ten performer. Baseball at Northwestern University in Evanston, just outside of Chicago. northern suburb. 2-2 pitch. Zunino blocks it, no advancement. Count runs full. On deck, hitters Marcus Semien. Big crowd on hand. Good to be back home in Seattle. Game 2 of a 9-game homestand. Mariners will have Monday off. Padres in Tuesday, Wednesday. Payoff pitch. Runners go. And a bouncing ball goes to Chris Taylor. Brett Hop. And he throws out Coco Crisp, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, and there are 2 left. We go to the bottom of the second. Mariners with a 2-0 lead. Brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more by your local Ford stores. By the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting Gordon Lightfoot June 26th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. And by Alaska Airlines. Enjoy free entertainment on your personal device. Learn more at alaskaair.com as you look at the scenic from 10th Avenue up in Capitol Hill. Next time we do that, play some 10th Avenue Freeze Out, and we'll be good. One to Dustin Ackley leading off. I'm not a huge Springsteen fan, but that is a great song. Ackley with a bullet to center field. Boy, did he need that. Leadoff man's aboard here in the Mariners' second as we check out tomorrow. Time for CenturyLink. What's next? Jesse Chavez goes against the King. Felix Hernandez 5-0 for the first time in his career. Look at that ERA, a 1.73. That is 4th best in the American League, just behind Sonny Gray. Dallas Keuchel leads, and Nick Martinez is second.
Chavez started the year off in the bullpen, now back into the rotation. That's a good sinker.
Big rip by Chris Taylor, strike 1. Chris 2 for 14. Here it is. Taylor playing in his 5th game since being called up. Ackley runs, and he's going to get there safely. I was just about to say he's a good base runner and doesn't steal much, and then what happens? He breaks.
I think that was actually a hit and run, and the pitch was so far off the plate away and down, Taylor wasn't able to get a piece of it. Ackley on the move. He goes to attack it, trying to put it in play and protect the runner.
So Ackley on his first attempt of the season, they give him a stolen base, and he's in scoring position for Chris Taylor, who's got an 0-2 count.
Mariners 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. The base hit from Cruz, the one hit.
Taylor gone on 3 pitches, 1 away. First strikeout, Jesse Hahn. Second time through now. Here comes Seth Smith. Grounded out to the first baseman, Mark Canha. Mariners against right-hand pitching so far this season. .232 batting average with 25 homers and a 9-12 record. Ball 1. Ackley good speed out at second with 1 out. Good count here for Seth. 2-0. Double duty tonight. The Twins are in the house. Seth Smith in his 3rd game in left field. He's got a 2-0 count. 2-1. Ackley with good speed and a very good base runner. Cuts the bases as well as anybody. 2-1 pitch. All 3-1. On deck hitter Brad Miller.
Continue to make Hahn work. 37 pitches with just 1 out here in the 2nd inning. He threw 27 pitches in the 1st.
So he turns it loose here. 3-1 pitch here to Seth. And he did to the gap. Ackley will score easily. Seth Smith digging for extra bases. He'll hold with an RBI double. Smitty comes up big. 3-0 Mariners. Seth Smith with his 6th RBI, his 6th double and his 8th RBI. Hit it hard. Getting a barrel to it.
He gets a fastball right down the middle of the plate. 93 miles an hour. Barrels it up into the gap.
It's 10 extra base hits for Seth Smith in the early season. Here's Brad Miller. Chance of driving a run. Down low, ball 1. Brett grounded out to second base. Rick Sogard throwing him out 1st inning. 1-0 pitch. Here comes the 1-0. In there for a strike, 1-1. Ackley started the inning with a base hit to center, stole second. Taylor struck out, and then Seth Smith an RBI double. Mariners made their first 2 outs in the first inning. 6 of the last 8 batters have reached base via 4 hits, a walk, and an error.
That's a big reason why Hahn now at 40 pitches, 25 strikes for him.
Brad's got a 1-1 count. Ground ball to Sogard. Throws him out. Over to third goes Seth Smith. With 2 away. Hey kids, be a part of the Cano Show. Tomorrow here at Safeco Field, all kids receive a set of Robinson Cano wristbands courtesy of Aquafina. Join us for the Mariners A's game, the finale, and get a pair of Robbie Cano wristbands. For tickets, visit mariners.com.
Well, here in the early going, the Mariners 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And Cano is due up. Already 1 for 1 in this one. Had a base hit back up the middle.
Off speed pitch. Just got a piece of it. Strike 1. One pitch here to Cano. Way outside, 1-1. Newly shaven Robinson Cano, no beard tonight. Left field coming on is Coco Crisp. He's there. Mariners pick up another run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. 2 in the books, a 3-0 lead for Seattle. The third, and improve on your bus percentage. Riding is easy. Just ask our rider's guide, available at soundtransit.org. Beautiful Saturday here in Seattle. Glad you're with us here in Root Sports. Jay Happ and the Mariners lead at 3-0. Marcus Semien, Josh Reddick, and Billy Butler 2-3-4 in the 3rd inning. Semien reached on an infield hit and stole second. Two balls, 1 strike. Pittsburgh Pirates just turned a 5-4 There's a 4-5-4 triple play. Semien gets a second hit. Line drive, second baseman. Throws to third to double off the runner at third. Throws back to second to double that guy off. Wow.
I would say poor base running.
Yeah. Good grief. No word on demotions, but you never know. Josh Reddick will be the hitter. Breaking ball outside. It's 79 around the horn triple plays. 5-4-3. Crowded Reddick missed 2-0. Happ struck out 4. Not walked anybody. And he's given up 3 hits. Mariners a double play, depth up the middle. Back with a strike, 2-1. With the Mariner win last night, jumped to third place, tied for third with Texas, 6.5 behind Houston. A's dropping to last place at 7.5 back.
And Texas has already lost. Tampa Bay took care of them 7-2.
Angels playing at home against Houston. Houston up early. Have been diligent about keeping Semien close, and I don't blame him after the stolen base. First inning, Semien's 5 for 5.
And the A's will run their 6th in the American League in stolen bases. So Bob Melvin being aggressive.
Houston a 6-2 top of the 4th lead at the Angels. Seth Smith makes the catch. One out here in the third. MLB.TV Premium. It's the #1 live streaming sports service. Celebrating 13 years, you can watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on more than 400 devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and more. You get it every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Billy Butler struck out, but it was a strikeout wild pitch, so he was able to get to first base. Strike 1. Country Breakfast is a nickname they put on him in Kansas City. That pitch misses outside. A's visited Kansas City earlier in the season. Billy got a thunderous welcome home. Up outside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
This next pitch for him will be 50. See him get a ground ball right here from Billy. He's definitely a double play candidate if he can get him to hit it on the ground.
Two and 2. Safely as Semien. He's 5 for 5. 2-2 pitch, 1 out, 1 on. Billy Butler coming off a good World Series, went 5 for 15 for the Royals last fall. A double and 3 runs batted in. Went 0 for 2 in the 2012 All-Star game, which was held in Kansas City. 3-2 pitch. How about Bryce Harper? Hit another home run today. That gives him 6 homers in 3 games.
11 on the year, right?
Win. Yep, 8-6 win over Atlanta. That was a game winner in the 9th in Washington, D.C. So the Nationals starting to make a move now. They've won 3 consecutive ball games. Puts them at 16 and 15.
I'm not sure he's hit a cheap one yet. Every one that he hits seems to go on the second deck.
It's true. 3-2 pitch, runner goes, swung on a miss, throw down to second, not in time. Strikeout number 5 for Happ with 2 away. And for Marcus Semien, his second stolen base tonight, and he's 6 for 6.
Not sure how good a grip Mike had on the baseball. Didn't get a lot on that throw.
Two outs. Semien good speed at second for Marcana. Flied out to right. Cruz was real deep on him last time. He had to come charging in to get that flare, make the catch. So Cruz moved in a few steps and right. Two-0. Happ's not walked anybody, but he has thrown a lot of pitches.
Yeah, 55 pitches as he works here in the 3rd.
Ernest got a Cruz RBI in the 1st, another run on an error in the 1st, and then a 2nd inning Seth Smith double. Big hack. 2-1.
92-mile-an-hour fastball right in the middle of the plate, and he's late on it.
Good pitch to get back in at 2-2. Canna really went nuts on the Mariners back on Friday, April 10th, a 12-0 Athletics win. He went 3 for 5, 3 runs scored, hit a 2-run homer. Two and 2 here with 2 outs and a runner at second. So full count. 3rd full count tonight for Happ. On deck hitter Brett Laurie, the 3rd baseman. Well, we've seen him sharper.
Well, we have, and right now he's having a tough time. He's been able to pitch out of a little bit of trouble here in the game. He had a runner in scoring position in the 1st, again in the 2nd, and now here in the 3rd. So both pitchers struggling. He's been able to pitch out of it so far. Hahn has given up 3 runs.
3-2 to Canna. 2 outs. Ground ball to Taylor. Bobbled, stays with it. Strong throw, inning over. Nice recovery out there by Chris Taylor. Coming up, it'll be Cruz, Seager, and Morrison. Root Sports, being brought to you by AM/PM. Too much good stuff. By Vern Font, bad luck can hit anyone. Insure with the 13th man. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. And by Steel. To find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealer.com. As you look at the sights from Les Shy, beautiful day here in Seattle. Glad you're with us here on Root Sports. 79 degrees at first pitch. Mariners early lead 3-0 as we play in the bottom of the third. Nelly Cruz leads off.
And the A's will put the shift on with Cruz hitting. Sogard, the second baseman. You can see him over on the left side of the infield.
RBI double for Cruz. You know, low flying missile into the left center field gap. Got a good count at 2-0. Chapper, shortstop Simeon, throw to get him. One away. Bring up Kyle Seager. Work the count to 3-2 and drew a walk. Mariners 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second. They have left 3 men aboard. Athletics have left 5 on.
It's not unusual to see teams shift on Kyle, which is what the A's are doing now. One of the changes, though, as you can see, Brett Lawrie, the third baseman. Typically, the third baseman had been playing out by the shortstop position, but because Kyle has picked up a couple of hits bunting that way, they'll wait till he gets a couple of strikes on him.
Line drive snared by Simeon. Shift paid off. 2 outs.
Well, Kyle hits this right on the button. Solid line drive back up the middle, which is where Simeon was playing.
Logan reached on an error by Simeon. Run scored on it back in the first. Said no one has ever called him Duke. Couldn't believe that. Wait, John Wayne, of course, Marion Morrison, no relation, not in high school. He said not even his dad was called the Duke, who was a big man who played football at Kansas. He's in an 0-2 hole quickly, and I don't think he likes it. 0-2, 2 out, nobody on. Bouncing ball right to Sogard. Easy inning for Hahn. Needed 8 pitches to get 3 outs here in the third. Here comes the 4th inning. The Mariners lead at 3-0. When I think the Hammer, of course, I think Hank Aaron. And if you wondered about Mr. Aaron's influence around the world, consider this. 3 weeks ago, British Formula One driver Lewis Hamilton, a black Englishman, driving for a German team in the Middle East, saluted Hank Aaron while exiting his race car following a victory in the Bahrain Grand Prix and giving the age-old gesture for knocking it out of the park. Hamilton, of course, drives the number 44 car for Mercedes and is the reigning world champion.
Let's see if Jay can have a stress-free inning. He's had a runner in scoring position in the first 3 innings, not giving up a run. He's had to throw a lot of pitches. Already at 60 as he starts here in the 4th.
And he's behind 2-0 to Laurie, who struck out on a 1-2 pitch leading off the 2nd. Back to the count at 2-1. Laurie, Fegley, and Burns 6, 7, and 8 here in the 4th inning. Without a play, 2-2. Well, the early word that I got when I got to the ballpark tonight, 36,000. This is 40 if there ever was a crowd of 40,000.
Great crowd. Beautiful evening for him, too.
Took a lot off. Strikes out Laurie for the 2nd time. His 6th strikeout of the evening. 1 out here in the 4th.
This is on the curveball. Laurie swings right over the top of it. Well placed curveball. You take a look at our Alaska Supermo and the swing by Laurie out in front. And of course the good block by Mike Zunino.
It was Fegley, but backup catcher. We had an audio problem a few minutes ago. It's been fixed. Back up to full speed. Fegley, a little dribbler down the first baseline, fielded by Happ, and he threw wildly for an E1. Stephen Vogt getting the night off. He is the most productive hitter that the Athletics have. Vogt having a great year already. 2nd to Cruz and runs batted in. Long run for Cruz. Well, actually, not that long. Hung up in the air for him. He's played a good right field. Cruz in his 20th game in right field. Billy Burns, the hitter, struck out in a 2-2 pitch in the 2nd. 6 Ks, no walks for Happ. And he's got a nice clean inning. Just what you asked for, Mike, and you get it. 1, 2, 3 go the A's in the 4th. No stress at all. Zunino, Ackley, Taylor coming up.
Sports Desk. Keep sending in your photos using the hashtag #WhereIRoot. You never know how close you're going to end up getting to the ball players, like Deanna here got to her photo with Chris Taylor. The Moose Den, a fantastic place to root on your Seattle Mariners. And Courtney, I'm so glad, got her bobblehead. Not just one, but it looks like she's got 2 Fernando Rodney bobbleheads. And how about this? Is she a keeper or what? Got my prom date, and now I'm going to enjoy the night with Rodney. Caleb, hang on to her. That's a good one. Going to prom at a Mariners game? Well done.
Wow. You'll remember it. Junior prom, I remember wearing what is now considered a hideous light blue tux. At the time, it was hot. But now...
You can bring it back.
No, that's okay. Going through the family archives one day, my wife saw that and the kids saw it, and they went, seriously? I said, dude, it was a long time ago.
I think I actually rolled it out in one of those proms.
A light
remember
blue?
which one. Yeah,
come on. If you haven't gotten it, you'll get more of that. As hey, Dad, let me see what you wore back. Your boys will be all over you, right? I know mine gave it to me pretty good.
Of course they will. Any chance they get.
1-2 to Zunino. Seven, 8, 9 here in the order against Jesse Hahn, Zunino, Ackley, and Taylor. 2 runs in the first, 1 earned. And then another run in the second for the Mariners. 3-0 lead. Two and 2. Shift on for Mike, fouls it off. Mike's definitely trending upwards. Go back to April 30th. He was hitting $121. He started today at 169. Woof, that's a tall order for that youngin. That sandwich is as big as he is. Checked in the young years.
That is great.
All right, pushing forward. He's pushing forward. He knows what he wants. Is he able to hold a check? And Will Little said he's good to go. So the count goes full.
He's putting up a good fight. 8 pitches here in this at bat. A number of breaking balls he's been able to foul off.
Center fielder Burns taking a couple steps towards the left here with this 3-2 pitch coming. Here Rich Donnelly telling folks down there, heads up.
Ackley waiting on deck. Dustin with a base hit his first time up. Solid line drive back up the middle.
Three-two pitch. What a battle.
10 pitches.
Zunino trying to get the Mariners charged up here in the 4th inning. Got a 3-2 pitch one more time. Strike 3 called. 1 away. Jesse Hahn, his second strikeout. Let's take a look at our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. They involve tomorrow's starter for the Mariners, the King, Felix Hernandez. This against divisional opponents. 276 Ks against the Angels, 5th all-time, 3rd in Ks against the Rangers, 6th against the A's, and the rivalry with the Astros is only 3 years old. Ackley, base hit the center, stolen base, and a run scored. Second inning. This could be tough. Sogard, jump throw, nice play. 2 down. Eric Sogard coming up big. In print and online at SeattleTimes.com. Seattle Times delivers deep sports coverage to your desktop, phone, or tablet. Make the most of the season. Visit SeattleTimes.com to subscribe tonight. 2 outs here in the fourth for Chris Taylor. Struck out on 3 pitches in his first at bat. Seven consecutive hitters retired by Hahn. Last base runner was Seth Smith with his second inning RBI double. It's the corner, 1-1.
He's starting to settle in. We talked about him being a ground ball pitcher. And the last 5 outs that he's recorded, 3 of them on the ground, 1 of them a strikeout.
It's strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Next pitch will be 70 for Hahn. He has not been able to pitch deep into games. He's only pitched 6 innings 1 time this year for the A's.
The one thing you want to do is get into their bullpen. It's not been good. 2-2. That's what he's done during the course of this ball game. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Breaking ball misses. And notice you hear the slow wave going around the ballpark out in left field, working its way to center field. Stays alive in that foul ball. There's a lot of pitches in this inning.
Nino saw 11 of them, and this will be the 8th pitch to Taylor.
Nothing Mariners. We play here in the bottom of the 4th. Full count here to Taylor. Pitch. Struck him out. That's second time he's got Taylor. 3rd K of the evening. And the Mariners lead 3-0 as we head to the 5th inning.
Long line to ensure your bobblehead. This guy did. Congratulations to Todd Cohn from Bainbridge Island. Look at that. Shooting the arrow in the sky. He won himself tickets in the commissioner's box and his own Fernando Rodney bobblehead. Next up, it's Kyle Seager. Make sure you pay attention so you'll know when to text what to 71532. You can win your own Kyle Seager bobblehead. Guys.
All right, Angie, thank you. Here's Eric Sogard to lead it off. Top of the fifth, 9-1-2. Sogard, Crisp, and Simeon. 6 strikeouts, no walks for Jay Happ. No runs on 3 hits. Sogard with a base hit to right. 2 outs in the second. Jumps on this pitch. Hits it foul. 1-2.
Similar pitch to when Sogard had his base hit his first time up. Looked like a slider in the middle of the plate. Jay threw it again, left it up and in the middle of the plate. You can see it on our AQC tracer, the location of that slider.
Strike 3 called. Sogard dismissed. 7th strikeout for Jay Happ. And his first looking tonight.
This time he goes with the curveball, and it's well located right on the outside corner and at the knees. Sogard probably thought that pitch was down, but you can see on the tracer it was not.
Top of the order and Coco Crisp. Coco 0 for 2. Fly to left, ground out to short. And now he can add a fly ball to Nelly Cruz. 2 away. 0 for 3 for Coco Crisp. Nelson Cruz poster day courtesy of Aquafina. It's fast approaching. It's Sunday, May 17th when the Mariners wrap up their series and the homestand against the Red Sox. All kids are going to take home a poster of Mariners slugger Nelson Cruz. So for tickets to Nelson Cruz poster day, visit mariners.com. What a early going he's having. First in homers, RBI, slugging percentage, and extra base hits. Here's Simeon. He's had a good night. 2 for 2. Infield hit, base hit to center, and 2 stolen bases. And Happ getting ahead quickly. Right on the red there. Upstairs. Happ in his last outing went 6 innings, no decision, left the game, scored tied at 6 at Houston. Prior to that, he'd beaten Texas and had beaten Houston. 2-2. Texas win. He went 6 2/3, 6 hits, a 1-run ball, 9 Ks. Against Houston, 7 1/3, 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Two and 2. He's going to try to keep Simeon off the base for the 3rd consecutive time. Happ can get the win tonight. His career record will be at 554 all. And he walks his first batter. Comes with 2 outs here in the 5th. Make sure you stick around after the game for Mariners postgame, presented by Delta Airlines. Two out, 1 on. Josh Reddick will be the hitter. And tomorrow we expect, we come to you from the above the A and Safeco Field. Another beautiful day here in Seattle with Felix Hernandez on the mound. There's ball 1. Way out in front. One to Reddick, who struck out in the first, fly to left in the 3rd. Happ with 7 strikeouts against 1 walk. No runs on 3 hits. 2-1. Two-one pitch. Well, over to first. Semien doesn't go. 2-1 pitch. Moves Reddick back, but the count goes to 3-1. Got to be careful here. Reddick's got some good pop. 3-1 pitch. Up and in, boy. He was ahead of Semien and never really got into the count here with Reddick. That brings a tying run to the plate in the person of Billy Butler, and it has raised some concern in Rick Waits, who pays a visit.
Well, the last 2 pitches, both of them fastballs, and he missed by a lot. They're trying to go away from Reddick, and both those pitches up and in, almost the same pitch. And another inning, 4 out of the 5 innings. The A's have been able to get a runner in scoring position, retiring the first 2 batters back-to-back walks. And he's at 85 pitches now. So
that's a lot for only the 5th inning.
Yes.
See what he does with Butler. He struck him out twice. That is a foul ball. Strike 1 to Billy. Weather-wise, you couldn't have dialed it up any better. The entire weekend, Ernest coming home, thoroughly enjoying this. Runners hold as Zunino blocks it. 1-1.
The A's so far tonight 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. So even though Jay has been in trouble in 4 out of the 5 innings, he's been able to get out of it. We'll take a look at the work by Mike Zunino. See, he blocks that last pitch. Looked like a slider. He just spiked it.
Boy, it looks so good just a few pitches ago. 1-1. 2-1.
One easy inning for him. It was the 4th. He just threw 10 pitches in the 4th. Outside of that, a lot of stressful pitches, and Rick Waits on the phone out to the bullpen. We'll see who gets up. 88 pitches overall for Jay, and Mike Zunino making another trip out to the mound.
Big tip of the cap to the bullpen last night.
Wow, they were great.
Right, 6 innings of 1 hit, scoreless ball.
Mark Lowe going to get loose. He had one of the big outs. Mariners were in some trouble, and Mark was able to get a ground ball out.
Butler, dangerous hitter. 2-1 count. Hit it hard. Almost got Semien. Ackley will run it down. Semien with great speed. He's going to score. And we've got a 3-1 ball game. And going first to third is Reddick. So Happ has really lost the feel here. Billy Butler picking up RBI number 16.
He gives him a fastball. Up and out over the plate, and Billy hits it hard back up the middle. And now the A's 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And Jay, it looked as if he was going to have another easy inning. but a couple of walks and now that base hit.
He was in a good count with Simeon, then lost him and never got into a good count with Reddick. It's 2-1 to Butler. Now he's got Mark Canha. Go ahead run at the plate. That's fouled back. Three consecutive Oakland base runners after Happ retired 7 in a row. One. Like the changing of the wind on the prairie. It was good for you, and then next thing you know it.
Well, the thing that's amazing to me is he's struggling with his fastball command. Typically, that's not a problem for Jay. That looked like a changeup.
Well, it's 1 and 2 to Canha. Trying to limit this damage. Whole lot of pitches for 5 innings.
The season high is 100, and he's at 92 now.
One and 2 struck him out. Boy, did who need that? That is strikeout number 8 for Jay Happ. As the A's get a run on 1 hit, leave a couple, and it's a 3-1 Mariner lead.
Baseball is every single day there's something that happens that makes you go, huh? Maybe you have a question that you want to ask our booth. Use the hashtag AskRoot. And we've got this question in from Spencer. So why is the home plate umpire wearing blue when the base umps are wearing black? Hashtag AskRoot. All right, so guys, I'll pose it to you. Please fill me in.
Phil Cuzzy didn't want to wear a windbreaker. Real simple.
Well, basically, the home plate umpire, whoever it is on a given day, they have a number of variety of different uniforms and shirts and jackets that they can wear. And the home plate umpire can wear whatever he wants the day that he's calling balls and strikes, a lot like the starting pitchers do. They pick the music and the uniforms that they want to wear, and Phil Cuzzy going with the light blue. The umpires in the field, the base umpires, they have to decide as a collective group what they're going to wear because they have to have the same uniform on out in the field. And you can see these gentlemen going with the black windbreaker tonight. And they look pretty good. And the gray pants, they look good. But the home plate umpire can choose. And that's the reason why Cuzzy's wearing the blue shirt tonight.
Base hit for Seth Smith, his second of the night. Good 2-strike hitting. I got a trivia question that we need to answer. Who was the last umpire to wear the big balloon behind? It is balloon behind home plate.
That's a good question.
And I gotta believe, I bet that goes back almost 40 years. I don't remember anybody during your time. Do you?
No. I'm trying to think of some of the veteran umpires that broke in. Durwood did not, that I can remember.
Durwood Merrill. I'm thinking back in the 60s when I was a kid, Shag Crawford and that crew, they were, I think he may have done it for a while. Maybe in the latter years, his later years he didn't. Bunt, and it is bunted foul. 1-1 to Brad Miller, who's twice grounded out to second baseman Eric Sogard. Two runs for the Mariners in the first, an RBI by Cruz and an error by Simeon. Second inning, an RBI double by Seth Smith. A's get their run in the top half of this inning. RBI single to center by Billy Butler. Brad Miller trying to move this runner along.
Laurie in on the grass at third.
One and two. Back-to-back nights, Brad DHing and batting in the 2-hole. 1 for 4 last night. Huge 7th inning. 2 out, 2-2 pitch, a double to right. Scored a run. And Cano followed with a 2-out double and a 1-2 pitch. Tied the game. And he went chasing. Jesse Hahn, his 4th strikeout. And that'll bring up Robinson Cano. 1 for 2 with the run scored. Robbie, the league leader in doubles, with the 11. Fastball in tight inside corner for a strike. He didn't like that call. To Cano. One. Do we have an answer at all? Anybody, any ideas? Well, Marty Brown tweeted in that Jerry Neudecker was the last umpire to wear the balloon. He passed away in 1997. He retired in 1986.
86, huh?
There you go. That was 30 years ago. Seth Smith keeping him close. Mariners trying to build on this lead. 3-1 advantage right now, bottom 5. Cano a 1-1 count. He's got Cruz on deck. Solid smash, center field, base hit. Robinson Cano. 2 on for the Mariners here in the 5th for Nelly Cruz.
I think Robbie's starting to heat up. Hit the ball hard a couple of times tonight. Staying back up in the middle of the field. Both base hits, line drives back up the middle. It's an elevated fastball at 93 miles an hour, and he turns it around.
That's some stroke in it.
The Mariners tonight 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. One of those hits, Nelson Cruz had a base hit on a curveball. Came back in the first inning. He drove in Cano.
Pitching coach Kurt Young, fine left-hander in his day, coming out. A few words for Mr. Hunt as we take a look at the Mariners calendar. Being brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Thrilled to be home. Wrap up this series tomorrow. The King goes against the A's. He's 19-7 career against the A's with a 2.64 ERA. Day off Monday for the Mariners care golf outing. Then the Padres for 2 and the Red Sox for 4. Mr. Cruz, an RBI double. Left center field gap in the first inning. And grounded out on a 2-0 pitch. Grounded out to short in third. That will be smothered by Laurie. Nice play. Throws it away. There's another error. Coming around is Seth Smith. He's going to score. Cano being waved around. He's going to score. And the Mariners pick up 2 right here in the 5th. A 5-1 advantage. Oakland Athletics defense is killing them tonight.
We talked about it. They've made more errors than anybody in Major League Baseball, and you just got to keep putting the pressure on them. And see if they'll make some mistakes, and they do. It's the 3rd error of the ball game for him. The play by Laurie, he dives to make the stab, that tries to throw from his knees, and it's wide. I think the hustle by Cano to get into second base rushed his throw.
Cano scores. And so does Smith.
The Cruz, an infield hit and an error on the throw to second. Base hit E5.
3 errors tonight. No RBI. Base hit E5. No RBI. And on the advances, 2 runs scored. Kyle Seager can keep the excitement building here. It's a 5-1 lead. 1 out, 1 on.
Kyle 0 for 1. He walked in the first inning. In the 3rd inning, he hit the ball about as hard as you could hit it. Unfortunately, it was right at the shortstop for an out.
Got some action out in the pen.
Angel Castro.
Angel Castro. 3 big errors. Fly ball left field right to Coco Crisp. 2 away. And Mark Lowe at the ready for the Mariners.
And I would guess if he's throwing now, Jay Happ, his evening is done.
Bullpen on a really nice little run here lately.
And they're going to put Logan on. He's been the hot hitter for him, and with first base open, Bob Melvin going to put him on with Zunino waiting on deck.
Well, Zunino had the great spring. A lot of balls hit to center field, right center field. Did he pull happy again from what you're saying?
I think what you said earlier, Dave, is he's trending in the right direction. And he just hasn't consistently gotten there yet, but you could tell that he's trying. On the road trip, hitting the ball to right field a few times, was able to pick up a home run, then a double. Some big hits, but they're going to continue to pitch him away until he consistently can hit the ball the other way. They pitch him in, they usually try to pitch him in off the plate, see if he'll chase.
3 errors tonight have led to 3 runs for the Mariners.
And a good opportunity for him right here.
The runners at first and second. 2 away. Zunino a ground out to third and a strikeout looking.
You can see his hits by direction.
He had 22 home runs last year. He's got 3 right now, and he can absolutely make this joint jump.
It's a big hole for him on the right side of the infield. Sogard, the second baseman, cheating back up the middle.
Looks to strike one. 37,441 on hand here. Mike didn't like that call from Phil Cuzzy. 10 pitch, 11 pitch at bat last time up in the 4th. Five runs on 7 hits and an error for the Mariners. 1, 4, and 3 for the A's. Center field coming in is Burns. Takes care of it, and that'll get it. The Mariners get 2 more runs on 3 hits, an error, and leave 2 and have a 5-1 lead. That's a working dog. Wow. Woo-hoo. Is that impressive or what?
Showed good speed.
Man, he has a good leap on that one. Might enter him in that long distance jumping contest. Man, oh man, that's a good dog there. And also earlier today, told that the water's not real warm, which I think indicates their quick retreat right here.
Take a look at Jay Happ. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He walked a couple of batters. Had 8 strikeouts. He threw 93 pitches, 55 of those for strikes. And he will turn the game over to Mark Lowe. Mark pitched in last night's ball game. This will be his 3rd appearance. He's yet to give up an earned run.
Mark Lowe called up this week. 3rd of an inning last night. There's Brett Laurie to lead it off. 3rd time he's led off an inning. 0 for 2. Happ struck him out twice. Mark Lowe had, let's see, back in spring training. Remember doing one of those fan appreciation. They had one of those buffets they have afterwards, after one of the games, and talking to him recently, I mentioned last night he's eliminated his changeup, and now that he's completely healthy, 2-seam, 4-seam fastball, slider, keeps it simple, working everything down, down, and down.
And he's back with a team where he had a lot of success before he ended up leaving off to the Rangers.
Right to Seager, 1 away. Hit it hard, but nothing to show for it. 1 down. Take a look at the T-Mobile game changer. And some errors served up on a silver platter here.
How about 2 on 1 play? Simeon, the shortstop, kicks it. And then he ends up throwing it to the backstop, so the runners move up. And then with Cruz, the diving play by Laurie, and he throws it into right field.
A 2-run score on that play. It's a father and son bonding moment. Seats upstairs above us. That's how it starts. I still remember the first time you come through the alcove, you walk through these dark steps, at least I did growing up in Philly, and all of a sudden this green hits you like, whoa. Nice pitch.
Good slider from Mark.
Ahead of Fegley 0-2. Fegley's reached on an error by half. Flied out to right. Good catch. His slider's nasty. 2 outs.
We'll take a look at it. This slider off the plate gets him to chase it. It was a really good 0-2 pitch. We'll have to throw him a strike when he's behind like that. So throw it off the plate, see if you can get him to chase it. And he does.
Billy Burns 0 for 2 coming up. Strikeout and a ground out. Well, the Mariners taking advantage of the errors. Jay Happ wasn't as sharp as he's been, but he gives you 5 innings. And if the bullpen continues to declare itself back, the Mariners are certainly pointed in the right direction.
I would agree with that. And the bullpen should be in pretty good shape, especially when you consider you have Felix going tomorrow and then the off day on Monday. Mark so far has topped out at 96 miles an hour.
Slaps a base hit to left field. 2-0 count. Base hit for Billy Burns as we take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. In the West, the team everybody's chasing, the Houston Astros. Angels are playing the Astros right now. Last look we had, it was 6-2. It's 6-4 now in the 7th. Houston on top. So much for baseball predictions, eh? Back in February and March.
Well,
it's early, I understand, but it's not what anybody had.
No, I would agree with that.
There's Sogard. Base hit to right, strikeout looking. Cano playing in the hole right side. 0-2. To pitch inside. Here we go, 1-2. That'll be a base hit. Right field, Cruz will run it down. Burns to third with these. He's got outstanding speed. And here come the Athletics with 2 outs in the 6th. There are 8-9 hitters getting aboard.
That will bring up the switch hitter, Coco Crisp. Take a look at this last pitch. It looks like it's the slider. It's right at the knees, but he leaves it in the middle of the plate. 87 miles an hour.
Sogard was behind in the count 0-2 and comes out big here. Now see if they can get Coco Crisp as Joe Beimel. They scramble him through a scoreless inning last night.
Well, yeah. Simeon on deck, and then it's Reddick, so he's probably getting ready for Reddick, the left-handed hitter.
Threw one pitch to get a ground out in Wednesday's game. Lowe trying to get out of a first and third situation. Airing it out, 0-2.
Good fastball, 97 miles an hour.
Mark Lowe went hard line drive to Seager, a strikeout, and a base hit to left, a base hit to right. Trying to put a stopper on it right here. The 0-2 to Coco Crisp. He struck him out. Mark Lowe gets out of some sixth inning danger. Mariners have a 5-1 lead. Mariners baseball here on Root Sports, being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Jack in the Box, Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Pretty good mode of transportation right there. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports crew on hand here at Safeco Field. Jesse Hahn still in the ball game and pops up Dustin Ackley. The Yak attack is 1 for 2, a run scored and a stolen base tonight. Mariners have taken advantage of an error in the 5th inning to score 2 runs, an error to get a run in the first, 1 of 2 runs in that first inning. Eight, 9, and 1 in this inning. It'll be Ackley, Taylor, and Seth Smith. Back to Hahn. 1 away. 1 out here in the home 6th. Time now for our Geico This Date in MLB history. May 9, 2002. Mariners set club records for walks, 16, stolen bases 6, and an 8-7 11th inning win over Toronto here at Safeco Field. Mariners overcome a 7-4 deficit that tied the game in the bottom of the 9th. They win it on 3 straight 2-out walks in the 11th. Wow. Ben Davis led the team with 3 walks that day. 6 stolen bases by 6 different hitters as Chris Taylor checks in with a base hit after 2 strikeouts this evening. 1 out base runner in the 6th.
Well, he jumps on a first pitch fastball at 93 miles an hour. Job of pulling his hands back inside to get the barrel to as he lines it into left field.
Boy, his head was down on that nicely.
16 walks. I'm not sure I've ever seen that.
And just in case you were wondering the time of game, 4 hours and 50 minutes. That made you happy.
16 walks.
Oh, man. There's a plate. What is it, 17 inches across? Can we find it, please? Angel Castro back up again.
Seth having a good evening. He's 2 for 3. Got a double, scored a run, and driven in a run.
Long hold by Hahn. Taylor back. He throws it away. Another error. The Mariners will take it. They're going to bring it. Oh, he stopped. Rich Dudley was waving him. Chris stopped at second, and Rich Dudley was waving him on to third.
It looked as if he was also holding his thumb. He's going to dive back in. Oh, his finger. You can see him jam his finger into the spikes. Canada, the first baseman. And now the trainer and Lloyd are out. That was his right hand, his throwing hand. So we'll see. But he jammed his hand in there pretty good.
Oh, boy.
That's the reason why he didn't look up. His hand was barking. Another error. 4 now. Wow.
My goodness. Cannot afford to have him hurt. He's been playing well. Got his first base hit of the night.
Take another look at it. I think it's his pinky.
It was his right hand that was right wrist that he injured in spring training when he got hit by a pitch and didn't get the call in the spring game. Then he laced a base hit right through the middle, almost undressed the pitcher. After that, he was shut down for several weeks.
Mariners this evening 3 for 9. Done a good job with runners in scoring position.
On and 0 to Smith. Four errors tonight, 32 for the season, most in the American League. Simeon, Laurie, and Hahn have all committed errors. See if the Mariners can turn this one into a run. 2-0 to Seth. Five runs, 8 hits, an error for the Mariners. A run on 6 hits and 4 Oakland errors tonight. Good pitch for Seth at 2-0. Make it 3-0. Real pitch. Ball 4, so runners at first and second for Brad Miller.
And that will be it for Hahn. Bob Melvin coming out of the dugout.
He has seen enough. A lot of non-support for Jesse Hahn here this evening. The Mariners continue to put some pressure on the Athletics. Back with more after this. in the game Jay Happ tonight. Mike, what do you think?
Well, I thought that at times he looked really good. When runners were on base, he did an excellent job of pitching out of trouble. But for Jay, overall, towards the end, he started to lose the field. Looked like for his fastball. Had a couple of walks in that last inning for him, but he made it through 5 and leaves with the lead. Typically, he's pitched deeper into games. He threw 102 pitches. He's been able to get deeper into games, but that wasn't the case tonight. But again, he was in trouble in a number of innings, but was able to pitch his way out of it. And the A's, tough team to do that with. They were second start of the game tonight in runs scored in the American League.
Jay stranded 7 men tonight. Yeah. Beautiful night here at Safeco Field, making his big league debut. Angel Castro, 32 years old, out of Pimentel in the Dominican Republic. So his major league debut, he's been with 6 organizations: Detroit, Philly, Tampa Bay, Angels, Cardinals, and now Oakland. Brad Miller would love to greet him with a base hit here with 2 on, 1st and 2nd and 1 out. First pitch, a strike.
Good fastball at 95.
Miller 0 for 3, 2 ground outs. Sogard at 2nd and a strikeout. Oh, 2. Usually the Athletics have a very strong bullpen, but injury is really doing a number on them. And ineffectiveness caused a lot of problems. 0-2. Brad deep to right, down the line, going foul. DHing back-to-back nights, wearing a pilot cap. Miller with 10 home runs in 2014 in 123 games. Way inside. Figley, nice job to snare that. 1-2. Castro at AAA Memphis in the Cardinal organization last year, 9-6 with a save, 4.01 ERA in 26 games, 14 starts. 1-2 to Brad Miller. Runs, 8 hits, an error for the Mariners. A run, 6 hits, and 4 errors by the Athletics. They left 9 men aboard. Mariners have left 5. Struck him out. Brad K's for the 2nd time, and they're 2 away. Here in the 6 moments ago, time for a Big Fish Casino. Big catch. Watch this. A long foul ball by Brad Miller, bottom of your screen. 2-hand catch, well done. There's a guy with the Pilot's cap.
That's a pretty good catch.
That's a real good catch. And you made TV. Her phone, his phone. You check back. Yep, you're on TV. There's Robinson Cano. He's having a good night. 2 singles to center. 2 runs scored. He's also got a fly out to left.
And Tom Wilhelmsen getting loose in the pen.
That's a good sight.
Yeah, a good chance to see Tom.
Way outside, ball 1. low, pitched to 6, struck out 2, stranded 2. One 1-0 to Cano. 2-0 with Nelson Cruz on deck. Bobby in charge, 2-0. 2 balls, 1 strike. You want to talk about some guys that'll be excited. If the Mariners can win this game, then you got the big boy going tomorrow, the king, Felix Hernandez, with a career mark of 19-7 with a 2.64 against the A's. He's going to be feeling good, rushing to the ballpark tomorrow.
Well, let's hope that he's able to come out and take care of his business. He typically does. And he has certainly all year this year.
2-1 up the middle, off the glove, finds a hole, base hit. Here comes Taylor. He's going to score. It's 6-1 Mariners. RBI. Robinson Cano, his 3rd hit tonight. Robbie's 9th run batted in. And all 3 hits up the middle.
Well, he gets a fastball at 95 miles an hour, and as Dave mentioned, all of his hits back up the middle. The first 2 line drives, this one a ground ball as he finds a hole and picks up an RBI. Castro actually able to get a piece of it, collected it. Mariners now 4 for 11 with runners in scoring position this evening.
6-1 lead thanks to that 9th hit of the ball game by the Mariners. It brings up Nelson Cruz, RBI double, a ground out, and an infield base hit. Angel Castro in his major league debut has been a career minor leaguer. Cruz with 2 outs and 2 men aboard. What's he throwing here?
He's throwing hard. His best pitch has been his fastball. That last fastball at 96. And when somebody is throwing 96, if Cruz can square it up, you were talking about his batting practice today. Wow.
2-0. He did commit to Phil Cuzzy. Strike 1, 2-1.
He was able to get the fastball, but it was down out of the strike zone.
Two balls, 1 strike to Nelson Cruz. 2 out, 2 on. In the dirt, 3-1. Here we go, 3-1. Nelson Cruz. Strike 2, full count. Melvin's team's been sloppy tonight. Cruz, the major league slugging leader, starting tonight at 748. 3-2 pitch. Runners go outside. Ball 4. Bases loaded. Kurt Young, another visit.
Kyle Seager is due up, and I'm sure Kyle watching. He's going to look for a fastball early in the count.
Kyle Seager, walk, a hard line out to short, and a fly ball to left. Kyle, the 7th man to the plate here in the 6th inning. Bases are loaded. 1 run in. Can blow the roof off of this baby. 1 for 3, 3 RBIs with the bases loaded this season.
There was the fastball. Castro's best fastball so far, 97 miles an hour, right on the outside corner.
Castro on in relief of Jesse Hahn. He's got a strikeout, an RBI single to Cano, a walk to Cruz to load him up. Now the 0-1 to Seager. Strike 2. Seager now in an 0-2 hole. Smith at third. Here's a pitch in tight. 1-2. Smith, Cano, and Cruz the base runners. Huge crowd this Saturday night. 37,441. Expected to surpass 40,000 tomorrow, Mother's Day. The 1-2 to Kyle. Down the line. It is a foul ball. Tony Rendezzo, the third base umpire, watching that one all the way. Oh, nice play out there by that fan. He's the hero in his group. A long run for Coco Crisp.
All fastballs so far to Kyle. This will be the 5th pitch.
Long look by Castro. Bases filled with Mariners. A 1-2 pitch with 2 outs. Going back is Burns. On the track, makes the catch. A run on 2 hits, an error, 3 left. After 6, the Mariners have a 6-1 lead.
Sports Desk. Persistence, it pays off. Rita has been tweeting in this question, wanting to know the answer. What's behind the A's insignia? What's up with the elephant? Well, the reality is the Oakland Athletics have migrated a bit over the years. So the full question is, I keep asking, no answer. What does the A's insignia mean? Elephant on a baseball holding a bat. What the heck is this? All right, Dave, because of their travels, I'm going to actually address this one to you.
Well, born and raised in Philadelphia, my old man was a Philadelphia A's fan back in his day. And prior to my father being born, John McGraw, the always pugnacious manager of the New York Giants, he always said that Ben Scheib, who owned the A's in Philly, had a white elephant on their hands. So the club's manager and then eventual owner, Connie Mack, said, "Oh, really? I'll show you a white elephant. I got you a white elephant for you." So he put it on as their logo, and they've had it ever since. Good to see Tom Wilhelmsen back. First appearance since April 10th against the Athletics. Third pitcher tonight for the Mariners. He's got Simeon, Reddick, and Butler. Tom called the glue of the bullpen last year his ability to go long, to go short, to start a game, a valuable piece out there in the bullpen for the Mariners.
And he's closed for him. See what he's done this year, just his third appearance. Curious to see how he does tonight. It's unusual, but he felt good. But Tom did not go out on a rehab assignment. He did throw some bullpens, pitched in a simulated game.
He came up aces.
Yeah, and he felt good, and right there, that's a good example of it right there. 95 miles an hour on that fastball.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Tommy's got 2, 3, 4 here in the 7th. Strike 3 called. Great start for the bartender here in the 7th.
And another good fastball, 95 miles an hour, right at the bottom of the strike zone.
One away. That brings up Josh Reddick. Pounding that fastball. Reddick 0 for 6 against Big Tom. Reddick today a strikeout, a fly out to left, and a walk.
First breaking ball from Tom, missed with the curve.
Good change of speed there by Tom. Ball and 2 strikes. He had Reddick way out in front. For the Mariners, 6 runs coming off of errors, or helped by errors by the Athletics. Right in front of that, Zunino couldn't hold on.
That was a better curveball from Tom.
Good number of hitting stars tonight for the Mariners as well. 3 hits for Cano, Seth Smith with 2, Cruz with 2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Reddick. The 2-2. Strike 3 called. Tom Wilhelmsen back-to-back K's looking.
Reddick didn't like it, but it looks like a perfect pitch from Tom. 96 miles an hour on this fastball, 4-seamer. At the knees and on the outside corner.
As always, good frame job by Zunino. Brings up Billy Butler. Butler 3 for 6 against Tom. Strike one. The A's lone run coming in the 5th inning. Butler with an RBI single to center. Danny Farquhar prepares. Get some action here tonight. 0-2. Farquhar pitched a scoreless inning last night with 2 strikeouts.
And he had a good fastball last night. He was throwing 95 miles an hour.
0-2 to Billy Butler. Mariners can hold on to win, get them to 13-17. Keep grinding their way back to 500. 1-2 pitch. Routine play for Mr. Cruz. Tip of the cap to Tom Wilhelmsen. A 1-2-3 inning. How about this guy? Lomo. Logan Morrison got us out of here last night with a big blast. And he's going to lead things off when we come back in the home 7th. How about stretching your mind as you consider how a Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list? Good look at things at Madison Park. Some sun.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Tom Wilhelmsen, 2 strikeouts looking and a flyout. His first appearance since the 10th of April.
He looked great. Topping out at 96 miles an hour. Got a good curveball.
Coming back off an elbow injury. Chris Bassett takes over for Oakland.
His 5th appearance on the year. 9 1/3, 8 strikeouts, 7 walks. Opponent's hitting just 125 against him.
Chris Bassett to face Logan Morrison. Robinson Cano saying when he swings at strikes, look out. Bassett, the 3rd pitcher tonight. Lomo reached on an E6, grounded out the 2nd, and was intentionally walked in the 5th. 2-0. Morrison to be followed by Zunino and Ackland. One more going against Bassett, who pitched for the White Sox in 6 games, a 1-1 record last year. 2-1. Hogan out of Kansas City, Missouri. 2-1. Did he check? He did, says Tony Rendazzo. 3 balls, 1 strike.
We'll take a look at it. And that was close. Probably go either way. Puts Logan in a good count now, though, 3-1.
Way inside. He'll take a free pass. Leadoff man's aboard here in the Mariners' 7th. Beyond Hand at Safeco Field this Friday. Mariners are going to host the Boston Red Sox. It's Mariners Fedora night, as the first 20,000 fans are going to get a fedora in the team's retro colors. For tickets to one of the most stylish giveaways of the year, visit mariners.com. There's some from last year. Mike Zunino. That's the first pitch strike. He's grounded out to third. Called out on strikes and flied to center.
Mariners been helped out tonight. The A's with 4 errors in the game. That's the most they've had since April of 2012.
Yikes.
Again, they lead Major League Baseball in errors. 32 errors for them.
How many times have you heard coaches say your primary duty, catch the baseball? So, and as you could say for so many things in this game, that's baseball. I mean, these things are going to happen.
The biggest thing for the A's tonight was a fielding error by Simeon, but the other 3 errors, all throwing errors.
Inside to Mike. 2-1. Went in the last night's game a fielding percentage of .976, worst in the bigs. Mike looks at strike 2, 2-2. Big bender. Upstairs for ball 3. Payoff here to Zunino. Runner goes. Bouncing ball to Laurie. Got the 1 play. Throws out Mike. Down to second goes Morrison. 1 away here in the Mariners 7th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced, retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. 1 away for Dustin Ackley. A 1-for-3 night for him. A run scored and a stolen base. RBI opportunity for him here with 1 down. Ball 1.
Mariners tonight 4 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Bassett having a tough time. We showed you his numbers. 9 1/3, 7 walks. So far 12 pitches, only 4 strikes from him.
Houston holding off the Angels 6-5, bottom 9. And it just went final. Houston wins 6-5.
That was a pretty good pitching matchup. Keuchel versus Shoemaker.
Shoemaker was impressive last week when we saw him.
Yes.
Texas lost to Tampa Bay down in St. Pete 7-2. There's 2 other games in progress right now. San Diego and Arizona 4-4 top 11. Miami leads at the Giants 6-1 top 8. Strike 2 to Dustin.
Well, Danny's ready to go out in the pen.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball to Sogard. Mackley is thrown out. Moving over to third is Morrison. Well, Costello got a base hit to left his last time up. His 4th hit since being called up to the big club. He's now 3 for 17. Slider for a strike. Chris 2 strikeouts and then a base hit to left. That was in the 6th. Mariners left them loaded in that 6th inning. Did get a run on 2 hits, helped by another error. Boy, he hung a breaking ball. Birds can really run, and he tracks it down. Mariners spin a runner here in the 7th. To the 8th we go. Danny Farquhar is up next. 6-1 Mariners.
People out and about enjoying Mother's Day weekend, rooting on the Mariners. Make sure you use the hashtag #WhereIRoot and send your photo to us on your favorite social media channel. Rachel says it's a great day for baseball. Hashtag Mariners baseball where I root. I love it. How about Santa Barbara? Ryan sent this one, watching the Mariners from down there. And the beer garden. It is a perfect place to celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday. Birthday beer garden adventure. And Sherry has a dead-on ringer for Fernando Rodney on her hands. Remember to send your photos using the hashtag #WhereIRoot. And guys, appears that we have a new pitcher.
Yes, we do, and it's been a good night for the pen. Danny Farquhar taking over. J-Hap started, Mark Lowe, Tom Wilhelmsen, and now Danny. He's got Mark Canha here. New center fielder Justin Rusciano. And moving from center to left is Dustin Ackley. Rusciano taking the place of Seth Smith in the one hole. Danny last night, 1 inning, 2 strikeouts. Pitched the 7th inning. It's 2-0 here to Canha. 2-1 now.
Danny had a good fastball last night. His fastball was at 95 miles an hour. That was good to see. Also mix in a cutter, 12-6 curveball.
Good bounce back for Danny. Gave up a couple of runs in Anaheim as he pounds another strike.
That was a good cutter right on the inside corner. You get right-handed hitters to give up on that pitch. They think it's going to be in off the plate. You can run it back on the corner.
Gonna love the mindset of a relief pitcher. Gives up a run on 3 hits, 2 runs in Tuesdays. Turned out to be a 5-4 loss and bounces back with some good performances here afterwards.
That was part of the job at this level, and you better be able to turn the page. It's something that Lloyd talks about all the time.
Cornerbacks and relievers. Memory's got to be about yo big. 3-2 to Canha leading off the 8th. Muncy on deck, and here's a drive deep to left. That's hit well, and it is gone. Mark Canha with his 5th home run, RBI number 15, 6-2 ball game. 3-2 pitch, loaded out.
There you can see it's going to be the cut fastball from Danny. Good look at the grip in our Alaska Supermo, and then the swing by Canha. 89 miles an hour.
Farquhar giving up his 2nd home run of the season. It's off the fist. Bench hitter Max Muncy.
See what he's done this year. 3 for 12.
Bench hitting for Brett Laurie. Furbush and Elias heating up. Here's the 0-1. Cano can't get that base hit. Muncy with a pinch hit. It's his first of the season. Rick Waits checking on the progress of the bullpen.
Looks like another cut fastball. This one ends up in the middle of the plate. Jams him a little bit, but he picks up a base hit.
6-2 ball game here in the 8th. Nobody out, a home run and a single thus far. Brings up Josh Fegley, the catcher. Tom Wilhelmsen threw a 1-2-3 7th. Mark Lowe in the 6th. No runs on 2 hits, struck out 2. Now Rick Waits out to talk to Danny Farquhar. Bullpen sensational in last night's tilt. Taijuan Walker went 5 innings. And then Beimel, Farquhar, Furbush, Lowe, Fernando Rodney, and Carson Smith. Gave up no runs, just 1 hit. Fernando Rodney giving up a base hit in his inning. Left field, right at Ackley. 1 out. And that'll bring up Billy Burns. The Mariners interleague, if you will, quote, natural rivals. The San Diego Padres make their way to Safeco Field. Brief 2-game set this Tuesday and Wednesday. Make sure you're on hand as Matt Kemp, Will Myers, and the Padres make their only trip to Seattle. For tickets, visit mariners.com.
You can see Elias and Charlie. Charlie looks like he's ready to go.
Down low to Billy Burns. Billy Bean making a trade during this ball game, bringing in reliever Edward Mujica from the Red Sox.
We talked about it. Their bullpen needs the help. They really struggled.
Mujica had some good years with the St. Louis Cardinals. There's strike 2 and 2. So Mujica, Venezuela, has been around Cleveland, San Diego, Florida, Miami, and St. Louis. 2-2. Off of Danny's glove. Cano slips. Everybody's safe.
Yeah.
So base hit. Third in the inning.
And Lloyd McClendon out of the dugout quickly. And he's going to make a pitching change. We'll take a look at it. If Danny's able to field it cleanly, he probably ends up with a double play. Or if it gets past him, they'll definitely get the force out at second. He ends up with nothing. That'll be an infield hit.
That's a tough break for Danny Farquhar. 6-2 Mariners. Pitching matchup, and let's review the work of the starters tonight. Hahn and Happ sounds like a law firm.
Well, you can see with Jay tonight, he gave up just 4 hits in 5 innings. He did have 3 walks. Typically, you won't see that when he is on the mound. Had to pitch out of some trouble and was able to do it, giving up just the 1 run. And then you can see with Hahn, 8 hits. He also had 3 walks and some poor defense behind him. 6 runs, but 4 of them were earned. Charlie's going to take over. For Charlie, his 14th appearance, 2.57 ERA. He has 6 strikeouts in the 7 innings that he has worked. Opponent's hitting 192. And his first batter will be Eric Sogard, the number 9 hitter.
Boy, tough break for Danny Farquhar. Like you said, if he grabs that, it's a double play, innings over.
Or if he misses it completely, at least he gets the force out at second.
Yeah. Muncy at second. Burns at first. Strike 1. Charlie ready. 0-1 pitch. Bounds a strike. 0-2.
Good fastball, 93 miles an hour. Two perfect pitches from Charlie.
Sogard 0 for 6 against Charlie. Oh, 2. Mariners that love double play get out of this. They'll have the top of the order coming up in the 8th inning with Ruggiano, Miller, and Cano. Ball 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Got him. That's a big strikeout by Charlie Furbush. 2 down.
And Charlie going with the breaking ball. Down and away. Gets him to chase it. That arm angle that Charlie has. He's so tough on left-handers. He has a good fastball. You have to respect it at 93 miles an hour. And then he'll throw this slider off the plate.
Right to webbing. Coco Crisp. Switch hitter, turns around. Strike 1. Crisp 2 for 14 against Charlie. Inning started with Canna homering to left on a 3-2 pitch, single to Muncy. After a flyout, Billy Burns infield hit, and then Charlie came in to get Sogard. A big Charlie. Hang up. Can Ackley get it? Yes, sir! He made the catch. Great closing speed by Dustin Ackley. And it helps Charlie Furbush and the Mariners hang a 0 up on the board for the rest of that inning. The only run they score is the Canna home run, and this prevented further damage here. Dustin Ackley, terrific catch for the Mariners coming up in the home 8th. Justin Ruggiano, Brad Miller, and Robinson Cano. terrific catch here by Justin Ackley. Charlie Furbush wishing and hoping, and yeah, baby. Nice catch by the Ack attack.
Things are getting a little dicey right there.
Yes, indeed. Justin Ruggiero, his first appearance. He took over in center field, top half of the 8th inning. And he's batting in a 1-hole vacated by Seth Smith. On the outside corner for a strike from Chris Bassett. Bassett, the third pitcher used by Oakland tonight. 1-2. Oof. Oh, we got Phil Cousins. Those foul balls are really, really tough to deal with. One and two. Look out. Hit his bat. Oh, brother. Foul ball.
This is a breaking ball. Slips out of Bassett's hand. It's only 68 miles an hour. That is amazing. He tried to get his bat down too. A lot of times that's hitters will not even try to get the bat down.
He hung it, and there's a base hit. Ruggiero with a base hit. And one of the many here in the 37,441 to your right, John Ryan, the outstanding punter for the Seattle Seahawks. And anytime over the last few years I've done Seahawk games on national radio, down on the sideline, yo, go Mariners. Always wants to talk baseball. He's a big fan. Brad Miller showing bunt. Ball one.
Muncy, the third baseman, in on the grass. Brad is going to bunt. He should try to bunt it to the right side of the infield with a runner at first. Make the first baseman field it.
Up high. 2-0. Fegley going out for a couple words with Bassett. We're at 2 ground outs to the second baseman Eric Sogard and 2 strikeouts.
Typically that conversation is short, which that one was, and it is basically he's trying to give you an out. Take it.
Back. Six runs, 10 hits, an error by the Mariners. They've left 9 middleboard. Bunt, good one. First base, and it goes foul. Too much spin.
Well, unfortunately, I think it hit the cut of the grass. Thought maybe it was going to be a perfect bunt. Brad will have to try it again.
2-1 count. Athletics, 2 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors. They've left 11 men on. San Diego leads at Arizona now 6-4, top of the 12th. And the Giants trailing at home 6-1 to Miami. Ruggiero breaks. Throw down the second. Safe. Stolen base. Justin Ruggiero. JR with his third stolen bases, 3 for 3.
Well, high throw is the difference as you see him slide in. Never touched him.
Ruggiano, good speed and scoring position. 3-1 count here to Brad Miller. Three and two. Brad's driven in 9 runs. Ruggiano out at second. Nobody out in a 3-2 count. Another long foul.
Nobody getting loose in either pen.
With a stolen base tonight. Ruggiano with one. Mariners at 17 steals, only been caught 7 times. Entered today 8th in the league in that category. 3-2 to Miller. Trying to pick up a run here. They give him a huge gap in left center. 3-2 pitch. And missed inside for ball 4. Good news for the Mariners. It's a 3-hit night for Robinson Cano. 2 runs scored and an RBI. Make your voice heard. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag RootFanFave. Watch the Mariners pregame show tomorrow. Find out the top 5 fan favorite plays of the week. Plus, each month, one lucky fan will win a Coors Light Refresherator just for participating. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. First 2 men have reached here in the bottom of the 8th. Strike 1 to Cano.
Cano's also scored 2 runs. He's picked up an RBI. Mariners are 14 with runners in scoring position tonight. Good speed on the bases for him.
Time called. Seth Smith with 2 hits tonight. Cano with 3, 2 for Cruz. 1 hit for Taylor. Ackley's got a hit. There's the pitch. Outside. 1-1. Alex Hernandez goes tomorrow. 19-7 over his career against the Athletics. Fouled off. 1-2. Pass it out of Toledo, Ohio. Lives in Curtis, Ohio. Came over from the White Sox with Josh Fegley and Marcus Seaman and that Jeff Samardzija deal last December. 1-2 to Cano. Popped it up. Glad. Fegley makes the play. First out. It's going to bring up Nelson Cruz. Hard smash to the left center field gap in the first inning. An RBI double. A ground out. Infield hit and a walk. 2 for 3. The run scored and an RBI.
And another multi-hit game for him. That's 13 now.
13, and that moves him up into a tie for second place in the American League. It's impressive with the multi-hit games.
Abad getting loose.
Young Bassett broke into the big leagues last year with the White Sox in 6 games, a 1-1 record, 1-1 record, 3.94 ERA. Ruggiano at second, Miller at first. Inside, ball 1. Angel Castro walked Cruz in his last at bat on a 3-2 pitch back in the 6th. That's when the Mariners scored 1 run on 2 hits and left the bases loaded. And careful, 2-0. Kyle Seager's on deck. Kyle ready to work. Three and 0.
You can bet he has the green light. He can get a fastball that he likes.
Time granted. Bassett, a 26-year-old, limited experience going against Major League home run and RBI leader, and the RBI leader in the American League. 3-0 now. I would say he's quite reluctant to throw a pitch here. Ruggiano was not close to breaking.
He's not going anywhere in a 3-0 count.
No
with
way.
Cruz at the plate.
No chance. So here we go, 3-0. That hit him. That hit him. Bases are loaded. He had no interest in throwing a strike.
No, I would agree with that. This pitch isn't even close. 95 miles an hour. See where it gets Nelson as he tries to get out of the way of it. Oh, catches a piece of his shirt. And we're going to have a pitching change. Abad on his way in.
This is where you need a base clearing deal right here. Just blow the roof off, right?
Why not?
Man, oh man. Kyle Seager's going to be the hitter. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. Mariners in front with the bases loaded, a 6-2 lead.
Sports Desk, where they make some changes on the field. I have some time to show you some more of your hashtag where I root photos. And we'll start out with Charles, who is checking in from a long way in Alaska. I think that's a Fernando Rodney shooting the arrow. Well done. And this is where I actually want to root, with Mike. Look at this, in front of the television with his grilled dinner and Comcast Channel 627. I believe that's a steak, some corn on the cob, all done on the barbecue with a nice dark beer. Can you invite me, Mike? And then we have got Tyler, who is just 6 weeks old. Check out this cutie. Tyler sent it in. I don't think that's Tyler tweeting. So I don't think it's a 6-week-old Tyler. I think Dad sent that in. All right, guys. Who do we have in the game now?
Fernando Abad makes another appearance here tonight. Pitched 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit last night, a walk and a strikeout.
Great opportunity for Kyle Seager. 1 out.
Strike one that caught. You got Ruggiano. He's at third. Brad Miller at second. And at first base, Nelson Cruz. Ball gets away. Ruggiano came about a third of the way down. Bases loaded with 1 out. Seager 2 for 5 against Abad. Big chance here for the Mariners. Way out in front of sweeping breaking ball, 1-2.
.78 miles an hour, and Kyle's out in front. Probably cheating, thinking he was going to get a fastball.
Bod's second year with the Athletics, came over from Washington after the 13 season. Prior to that, he was in the Houston organization and had 3 stints at that ball club. 1-2, fouled off. Mariners left 2 on board in the 5th, left them loaded in the 6th. All 2 strikes. All 2.
We were talking about it last night with Abad, and we're so used to seeing him come in and just throw fastballs at 95 miles an hour. And last night, a lot of breaking balls, and we're seeing the same thing here. I think that last pitch was a changeup.
I think he's lost confidence in his fastball. 2-2 pitch. Can't find it. Here comes Ruggiano. Going to try to score, and he will. Everybody else moves up. A wild pitch. Plates the 7th run for the Mariners. Begley had all kinds of trouble trying to find it.
Well, the other one that was in the dirt, he wasn't able to find it. It was Abad, the pitcher, that had to come pick it up.
Infield comes in close now. A 3-2 pitch, 1 out. And hit him. Holy mackerel, bases are loaded.
Well, the A's have done everything they possibly can to help the Mariners out tonight. 4 errors in this inning. You have a couple of walks and now a hit batter.
Back-to-back hit batters. Man, oh man.
Not even close.
Yeah. That's why he's throwing little breaking balls, right? Jeez.
Well, Logan was the hero last night.
Put an exclamation point on it right here.
He's walked a couple of times in this one tonight.
Intentionally walked in the 5th. Breaking ball. Strike 1. Almost home run last night. First pitch in the bottom of the 11th was against Dan Otero.
Joe Beimel getting loose in the Mariner pen.
One out, bases loaded, a run in. Off speed pitch again.
I think Lloyd was going to run Charlie back out there, but he's been sitting in the dugout for almost a half an hour, so I think he thought that was enough. Get Beimel up and get him loose.
Lomo 1 for 3, bases loaded with 2 runs batted in. As you look at Joe B. Runners, you get Brad Miller at third, and Nelson Cruz at second, and you got Kyle Seager at first. 1 out. A run in scored by Ruggiero on a wild pitch with the bases loaded.
Dan Otero ready to go in the A's bullpen.
1-1 pitch. Got it by him. 91. And 1-2. Bases loaded, 1 out. Struck him out.
And,
2 away.
And a pitching change.
So Padre records his only strikeout of the ball game. They're going to bring in Otero to face Mike Zunino with the bases loaded. We'll be right back. Get exclusive player interviews, behind the scenes footage, and Mariners stories you can't find anywhere else. If you do miss tomorrow's episode, tune in for re-airs throughout the week here on Root Sports. For your local programming schedule, visit rootsports.com. Coming up tomorrow, wrap up this series. CenturyLink, what's next? Felix Hernandez will take on the Athletics' Jesse Chavez. Felix has had a great run against the A's in the course of his career. 36 starts, got a record of 19-7 with a 2.64 ERA against Oakland. Here's Dan Otero. Through 1 pitch, game was over as Lomo took him out of the yard for the game winner in the 11th last night. Mike Zunino, bases juiced. Ball 1. So Miller, Cruz, and Seager on the base paths for the Mariners. Is that a play? 1-1 to Mike Z, who's grounded out to third, struck out looking. Wide to center and grounded out to third, 0 for 4. 1 pitch thrown. We've had Joe Beimel be very economical. He came in a few days ago in Anaheim, threw 1 pitch and got out of an inning. And 5 pitches for 3 outs last night. Ball at 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, a run in, a 7-2 Mariner lead. Popped it up. Plenty of room. Shortstop Semien, and the Mariners leave the bases loaded for the 2nd time tonight. To the 9th inning we go. Joe Beimel got a chance to close this baby out. 7-2 Mariners.
The 9th inning. I'm wondering, are you the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Oregon? Then Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of May. Send us a photo and story using the hashtag UltimateNWFanOR on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or by email at ultimatefan@northwestsports. Excuse me, hang on, I'll do that again. ultimatefan@northwest.northwest@rootsports.com. I don't even know my email, you guys. All right, you can win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in October, personalized jersey, and much more. All right, coming up on Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines, Jen Mueller's waiting right now to sprint onto the field and interview one of the heroes of this game. We're going to hear from the skipper, Lloyd McClendon, and Carrie Brownstein threw out 2 first pitches. How did she do that? Well, we'll let you know on the postgame show. You know, the Mariners are the last team in the majors not to win a game by 4 or more runs. They could knock that off the list tonight, guys.
I like when you get a punch list, out, done, next. Move on.
You would have hoped that it would have happened before the 30th game of the season, but we'll take it tonight, Dave.
It's a long season, my man.
It is, no kidding.
It's a long season. Joe Beimel. Pitching against Marcus Semien, Josh Reddick, and Billy Butler here in the 9th. Joe just returning to the ball club this week. Great to have him back. Slow roller up the middle. Rolls up the arm of Taylor into center field. It's their base hit, and it's a 3rd hit of the night for Marcus Semien, who has 2 stolen bases as well.
Semien has good speed. I think Chris was trying to set himself to throw the ball quickly as he ranges up the middle. He's playing him to pull.
Brings up Josh Reddick. 0 for 3, couple strikeouts and a walk. Now 1 pitch. 1-1. What a move.
That wasn't his good one.
I know. Even from up here, you can imagine him coming right at you here at first base. Joe out of St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. Played for Lloyd McClendon in Pittsburgh. Slow roller. Joe's been in the big since 2001. Missed 12 and 13 because of injury. Joe, 38 years old, 13 years in the bigs. Career game number 626. Ball and 2 strikes. Popped up. Cano. Little side saddle. One away. Bring up Billy Butler. Butler. Take on Joe Beimel. 1 out, 1 on.
Joe really does basically give you a little bit of everything out there, doesn't he? His fastball will be 87, 88 miles an hour. And he'll mix in a cutter, change up.
Hits a spot
curveball. No, he really does that.
Cano will get Butler. 2 away.
He really understands keeping hitters off balance. He knows it's about timing, and he does such a good job of mixing everything up.
Veteran guy. Pittsburgh, Tampa, Dodgers, Washington, Colorado, Pittsburgh again, and now second tour of duty with the Mariners. Two outs. Mariners up 7-2. 7 runs, 10 hits. An error for the Mariners. 2 runs, 10 hits. 4 errors, and the Mariners capitalize on all of them. By the Athletics. Mariners have left 12 men on base, much to the chagrin of the coaching staff, but the numbers these people are applauding. 7-2 lead here in the 9th. Marson, long run. He's been good on these kind of plays. And runs out of room. Felix, he'll be going tomorrow against these Athletics.
Looking forward to it. He has been terrific so far this year.
He'll be looking for his career win number 20 against Oakland. Beimel a strike away. 0-2 to Mark Canha. Down low. Beimel, the 5th man out of the bullpen for the Mariners. Simeon at second with 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch to Canha. Fouled off.
Just pitching on the edges of the plate. Changing speeds.
Canha seeing Beimel for the first time. Joe B. with the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball. Cano is there. Throws and gets him, and it's a ball game. And the Mariners take the series, take the first 2 games, and you got to love the fact that you got the King going tomorrow for his 20th career victory against the Athletics. 7-2 final. Mariners win it. 3 hours, 36 minutes in front of